Hey, hello everyone from my end as well. I'm just gonna say a few words, not too much, primarily just about the training itself. As most of you already know, this is the second training for the Twinnovation program, and we hope that this topic itself is has at least some practical, takeaways that everybody can get from this, because I think everybody these days knows that this sustainability aspect on the larger scale is kind of like this, word that everybody throws somewhere. But maybe today, actually, you can get some real practicalities, how maybe you don't have to sacrifice your bottom line, and that can actually incorporate the sustainability aspect into your business and just maybe actually take your business to the next level. And this is actually what Ragmar will be talking about today. And I will just say briefly a few words about Ragmar as well. I'm sure he will give maybe a more thorough introduction himself as well, but maybe the most important things today, Ragmar is the head of GreenTech sector at Tehnopol, and also maybe in the context of today's training, he organizes a Green Summit, which is called, I think, Greenest Summit, I think is the name for the summit. And I think those two things already are pretty cool. And I think about the specifics, Ragmar can already tell you himself. And yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simo. I assume you hear me well, so nodding is the answer. Good to see you, everyone. We have a short 3-hour training session for the day, and I try to cover as much important topics for you, and Simo gave me also your backgrounds and the company backgrounds, and I prepared this material for company leaders, so we can openly discuss all the topics. Thing is that I'm not planning to make the monologue, and planning with you actively discuss each topic. And of course, we have also group work, so you can gather in virtual groups and think about all these sustainability topics. But a little bit for a start from my background. So you have a little bit, or I have a little bit credit why I can talk about these subjects. My passion is biology and technology. I was studying biology and then marine biologist by degree, but have been working more than 20 years in technology sector, and then today I'm also actively entrepreneur, and like one of my projects is I'm leading the Viru Center digitalization. So we have 3 development teams who are working with to turn a shopping center more sustainable and more open and more more digitalized. These are just the logos of my ventures, which from few of them I have exited and then actively building the others. Today's plan is we cover 9 points in our training session. After half about training, we have a 15-minute break to stretch a leg and to grab a coffee and then make some bio breaks. And like I said, this won't be just a lecture, and we will start introduction round. So you can think a little bit about it, what you expect from this training session. And for icebreaker, I will tell a story about planet Earth. This is our planet Earth. This is the only one we share, and like maybe you have seen the slogans that we don't have planet B, so so we don't have plan B. Entrepreneurs, of course, must have plan B always. But planet Earth is 4.6 billion year old. That is such a long time. So to understand life on Earth better, let's put it in human years. And let's agree that planet Earth is 46-year-old woman. Mother Earth, planet Earth, suits well. From first 7 years, we don't know pretty much nothing about the planet, how everything started. From Middle Age, we have fragments of knowledge, and then scientists have made good work, so we know something. But what we know, that at the age of 42, the land became green, became verdant. That means that green plants appeared to the planet and then started to produce oxygen, and life on Earth could expand. 1 year ago, dinosaurs were on planet. Mammals arose 8 months ago. In the middle of last week, the monkeys decided to get up on their feet and take a tool to their hands. Last week, our planet was covered with ice shield. 4 hours ago, Homo sapiens appeared. 1 hour ago, he learned how to cultivate the land, which is a very important part. Humans started, how to say, rule the nature. This act was that we can cultivate land, we can change biosphere. And in the last 60 seconds have happened industrial revolution, and never has been CO2 level on planet so high as it is today. That means planet heats up, and all the scientific proofs are there. So we don't discuss and argue about this, but how we know that CO2 level hasn't been so high in previous life of Earth, it is because we can analyze the soil inside our land, and you see how much we have land and how little we have air and water, and the logic is that if we take something from land and pollute it to air and water, it fills up. So So this is an icebreaker. We can look at the end of this training if these questions got some answer or all answered or not answer at all, and then we talked with Pia and Simo that we offer like follow-up sessions, one-on-one sessions in 2 different dates in March, and then we can have 45-minute like one-on-one sessions to talk directly with your company, because the guidance is suitable for all companies, but the specifics, I will talk about specifics with a case story later on what we made in metal cutting company. So you can see that the specific of company is pretty much differs. Even if you take 2 like metal cutting companies, their specifics might be totally different. But I tried to make all these things much simpler because I as a technological entrepreneur, I like simple things because like I said, they are repeatable and they are understandable for everyone. And if you understand, especially if you are in strategic sales, if you make things complicated for customer, then they don't make a decision. So you need to, like, you probably have heard like one base at a time. So if you implement something new, you need to take like small steps and very clearly start to do things. All right. First part of presentation, I talk about green technology and how to preaching people, planet, and profit in modern business. Yeah, this will be like lecture part, and then we can discuss again around us. If you have further questions or comments, you can take notes if you and I suggest you to take notes because then later on you might not remember what you wanted to ask. Me myself, I'm making always notes and it is great help. One of my main tool is Google Notes, where I even in the night when I have some new thoughts, I wrote them down and then can analyze them in the morning if I want to. All right. A little bit about Tehnopol. Tehnopol is the science park and the biggest tech hub in Baltics. This is our park. We have around here we have real estate, and we also test different innovation technologies in our campus. And if you are visiting Tallinn, or I heard that several of you are from Baltics, from Latvia, then you can come to visit us, and then I can give you a tour what we are like testing here. And on summertime, here are a lot more to see, and all these technologies are presented here. Yeah, we help companies with ecosystem, with link between science and entrepreneurship. We support growth and export companies, and me myself personally, I'm running green technology cluster community, and then today we had very nice event in the morning where we presented new strategies, and this community grows bigger. 120 people were registered on that event, so we are kind of proud about this, what we do. And Tehnopol focuses on different subjects, and one of it is green technology. Yeah, we're a foundation founded by state government, Tallinn City, and TalTech. Basically, 20 years ago, they gave us real estate, and they said, manage it well, and if you earn profit, put it back to Estonian entrepreneurship. So this is how we operate. We are foundation, but we are not subsidized organization. That gives us more flexibility. And then as entrepreneur, I feel it like inside also, so we can help entrepreneurs very well. Yes. Yeah, and feel free to connect with me in LinkedIn or Erki, who is also my colleague, and we can discuss. I'm kind of active in LinkedIn, and yeah, contacts and doings are all there. Okay, how we define green technology? This is like integrated force in modern business indeed. And what I mean in that, please think about, let's say, digitalization. Can we do today digitalization as a thing separately? There was years ago where digitalization focus, at least for Estonian government, and we have had something called Tiger Leap. Today, I don't know if we came to work, we ride a bus, and then we go cafeteria, and then what all connects these different businesses is that they use digital solutions to optimize their business. And I see that green technology or sustainable approach also, this is thin red line that connects every business upcoming years. And the thing is that we have focused too long time only to economical growth, while we have forgotten the balance between economy, environment, and social part. So what we are seeking balance between these three corners. And green technology is not something what is like super pretty new. That means that of course we cannot start today business what is not economic environmental friendly. We cannot, this society doesn't allow us to make next pollution industry. Green technology is sustainable, and that of course entrepreneurs are seeking sustainability in every ways, because sustainability is not only environmental, but this sustainability is also social. And social acceptance, we understand that if we are not like socially accepted, then no one wants to come to work to our company, because we cannot do like everything by ourselves. In definition, green technology doesn't exceed resilience of environment to meet their needs. Also, production process is and service design is energy efficient, and renewable energy sources and materials have been used to the maximum. I believe that energy consumption to make minimum energy consumption is a task for every one of you, because you don't want to waste your money and energy. It was at Soviet times, we actually didn't count how much we use electricity, and in some point when we started to pay for electricity like a fair price, we started to count it, and then we started to change something to minimize the use. And of course, circularity is very important, and I'm sure that you are planning or have been thinking, especially in production, how to use circular economy in your company. This is green technology, wide definition. And yeah, like I said, we are seeking the balance. Balance and sustainable business is not also when we are focusing only on the environment, because as entrepreneurs, our responsibility is to make a profit, to make our business sustainable. So what we're seeking this balance between these three corners. And I have seen companies that have achieved this balance, and now they are earning much better profits. So at the beginning, it is investment, mostly it is investment to change the processes, but later on we can easily capitalize it back. To clarify all these complicated words, which is ESG, you probably have heard. Then you probably have heard CSRD. Then you probably have heard do no specific harm. And there are more, these 3 or 4 letter acronyms. I would say for simplification, it all comes down to 3 things: people, planet, profit. People, that means social variables dealing with community, education, equity, social resources, health, well-being, and quality of life. This is often forgotten when we talk about ESG reports and SCRD. We are thinking about only like how can I lower my electric bill, or how can I use more reusable stuff. But people are also very important part of this new business model. Planet, of course, environmental variables, natural resources, water, high quality energy, and then land use. This is planet part, and of course profit, economic variables, and then profit and economic variables, you know better than me, that are important. And if we in our company put the basis of people, profit, planet, then all the other reports fill up themselves. Only what we need to add is how to measure it. What we did yesterday, how it changed today's results. And yeah, basically, this can be your takeaway. This sustainable business means to cover the 3 things. Wanted to talk about also importance about sustainable business. This here is recent studies from consumer packaged goods. This made in April 2002. 82 shoppers want to consume goods brands to be aligned with their own values. 60% consumers are voicing some level of concern about global supply chains, and 66 shoppers are seeking eco-friendly brands, and 55 of these 66 will pay more if product is sustainable. That means, to make it vice versa, you can gain more customers if you are turning your business sustainable, because it is proven that there are people who are willing to pay much more to get sustainable products. And of course, you see down there that from generations, these tend to grow. Younger the people, probably younger people have felt the climate anxiety, and younger the people, more important is the ecological and carbon footprint. And I can declare that sustainability is not just nice to have. And what I have heard from entrepreneurs, especially those one who are making business towards Scandinavia. From Scandinavian companies have worked with sustainability issues already 15 years. They are more or less 10 to 15 years ahead of us. If we are looking for Swedish banks or telco companies, they all have these processes set already long time ago. And if we want to do business with Scandinavian companies, then the question arises very fast. What is your impact? And they are asking it politely, but if you need every time when they ask, calculate it from scratch and you don't know it, then it might happen that next order is not coming or next order is smaller. Estonian companies like Comodula have changed their partner in Asia. Even if they pay a little bit more for these parts, what they need, but in total, their calculations are much lower. So it might happen. It doesn't happen with a big bang or with a big sound of orchestra that boom, boom, boom. We are not ordering anymore, but it start to crumble like piece by piece. Of course, regulatory point is might stop our business in near future, or might make it much more complicated for us to continue business as it is. Yeah, and then of course consumer trends towards sustainability we are already discussed. Yeah, let's discuss these topics, what we just covered. What do you think about it? Have you felt in your company or in your daily actions why it is important for you? Especially if you mentioned how to make business more sustainable and what are other experiences? Can you share something? Thoughts, ideas?
So I can start.
Yeah, please.
Because we recently had discussions with the Swedish banks, and they told us that in near future they will have higher interest rates for the companies which are not green. So basically, this will be as a punishment for the companies which are not meeting some sustainable criteria or are not making sustainable reports. I would say this is from the business side. It will hit a lot of companies, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From the punishment way, I would say.
Yeah, punishment. Yeah, this is punishment is short-term impact. If we want long-term impact, then to change process is also important. But punishment, yeah, this can be trigger. Yeah, trigger can be also that someone has gave you a credit. For example, Tallinn was 2023 was European Green Capital, and when the title became to Tallinn, there was discussion, especially from people who are living in Tallinn, that how come Tallinn can be green capital? What is green in our capital, and so on and so forth? That we cannot move with bicycle and so on and so forth. But what it did, what I saw, that the discussions in City Hall changed from if we must do this to talks how can we do this, and this is big change. This is tremendous shift, because then you have open-ended questions. How can we? Yes. Anyone else wants to share experience, do's and don'ts, or what they have done, and maybe you can gain new customer sector with sustainable products? All right. Yeah, we have talked with a lot of companies, and talking with companies every day on one-on-one mentoring and so on and so forth. We have spotted 5 main reasons why companies want to be more sustainable. First is competition, to get better competition advantage. Then there are regulations to continue the business as it is. Then there is sometimes earn more profit to use these leftovers, or cut the costs. These are main things what companies have pointed out. And of course, at the beginning, like I said, this is investment, time and money, but the return is much faster than you expect. All right, I think we can continue, and we can and we will continue with group work. And I give you for analyzing 3 different businesses. I have put them in one document. I can show you as well this document, and then I paste here the link to this document as well. I made 3 group work cases, and then we divide you into the breakout rooms, and then you can discuss and please select one person from you that will present later on these results. But I have prepared group work, 3 group works. First is restaurant case. Second one is I named it Estonian Digital Solution Limited case, and third one is Saaremaa Adventures case. These are 3 different made-up companies who want to be more sustainable, and they have different sustainability challenges. And please discuss in a group, and I assure that there are no correct and wrong answers to this, but how to reduce environmental impact, creating positive reputation, supporting the local community, achieving competitive advantage, and ensure long-term success. There are different solutions, and after this breakout room, which is 15 minutes, please write it down somehow on a paper or on a screen. It is your choice. After that, choose one presenter from your group, and then we can discuss these solutions. And I don't know, Simo, how many groups we have. I hope you have had a chance to discuss these points and then discuss these businesses. And let's take one by one the presentations. What are your discoveries? And yeah, and I don't know if Simo put numbers to groups as well or not, but I would say first group, please present your findings, and then also mention which company you analyzed in this task.
Okay, probably then I will start, because we had a case study 1, and then we actually decided that we need to take the first example, which was about the restaurant. And we were discussing, and we had actually a lot to write down for the planet and for the people, and for the profit it was actually a bit harder to think about some new ideas. But please, to my group mates, if I say something wrong, please let me know and add information if necessary. So for the planet, we thought that it would be good to switch from paper tissues to these textile tissues that can be washed and maybe reused again. So that would be one. Also for the containers, if someone wants to take the food with them, it should be from the paper, not from the plastic. Also, we thought that we should take into consideration and have a look at what kind of food we are offering. So maybe we should take something more sustainable in sense of that. Also, we thought that it would be good not only for the planet, but for the people that maybe don't have so much money or something, that they would get food for free or for the lower price, which is left over. So there would be less food waste, or maybe not food waste at all. And actually, we were also thinking about digitalizing the menus and going for the digital tablets or QR codes that you can scan the menu and see it on your phones. And for the people, we were thinking about the chain of how the food is delivered, working more with the local producers and local farmers. That is one thing. Also, we were thinking about also employing more local workforce from the city, not invite like workers from other cities. That would also lower the costs of the gas and everything. Yeah, those were two things there. And then for the profit, we didn't have time much to discuss, but probably in the profit section we would change some of the devices in the kitchen, make it more greener, and maybe change the lighting. So I don't know, we just didn't have time. And so thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you very much, Juris. Yeah, these are definitely very valid points. All these are very valid points. What do you think? Where is main environmental impact comes from restaurant? What do you think?
In my opinion, I would. Yeah. In my opinion, I would say that it is planet, because I believe that in catering there is a lot of food waste that is not used. Maybe it could be used in some other foods or dishes, or maybe it could be, I don't know, given away for the stock feeding, or I don't know. But I believe that the planet section is the most here, and that is particularly the food waste.
Yeah, that's correct. Food waste is definitely main impact. Because if you think all the food chain from crop to table, it takes a lot of agriculture, and agriculture is after energy production and electricity is third in the world in impact. Some say that agriculture is fossil fuel industry directly, linearly. That if you grow crop and then throw the food away, this footprint is kind of huge. And also have been discussing about food packaging in stores. And the very valid point is that if there is bad packaging, the food waste footprint is much bigger than the package food footprint. So yeah. And then the interesting fun fact is I just on a break, when I walked around, I asked from colleague what she thinks, which one has a bigger carbon footprint, Estonian local beef or avocado. And of course, she said avocado because it comes far away from Mexico or Brazil. Fun fact is that transportation part in food is approximately 6%. Anyways, local beef beats foreign avocado like big times. So this is a fun fact, and this represents how big footprint is for beef meat production, because there are different different gases also involved, but yeah, this is just a fun fact for you. Okay, let's take case number 2. I hope someone selected the digital solution case.
Yeah, it was our group. We had them. Kaie and Christian and Marika. And yeah, I guess we were a bit in a way struggling initially as well to envision ourselves to be an ICT company and not knowing much about the field. But what we managed to do is we looked at these different subtopics that were given and tried to think the challenge and opportunity. We didn't much talk about the PPP layer. Afterwards, I just added a few labels here, but I guess we saw, to sum it up and not go through all of it one by one, was that the main maybe challenges of a service provider in digital services comes from the digital waste, the equipment that's being used. So if every few years you need to buy a new computer, new mouse, new keyboards and things, what to do with this waste. And then of course, electricity that you're using either in your office building, or maybe if you have servers or server park, or you use the service of a server park, then there's some electricity and energy costs involved. And then of course, also if you have already, if this company has 50 employees, so if they need to commute every day, then you have that sort of, so all these sort of challenges on the environmental, on the planet side. And we also, and still on this challenge, we also talk about your employees' behavior. So do they prefer to come to work by car, or do they prefer to use walking or cycling? So it's also a layer of, do your employees share your values of preferring greener methods of transportation? And we also somehow got to the layer of clients. So if you are a developer of ICT services, should you also then, this is the second box, this responsibility, should you be responsible and also consider for whom you're developing these services and what will they enable? And should you then start selecting clients by your values? Now, we didn't have much discussion on this, but we felt that it's a tricky thing to do, especially it's also sometimes a black box, perhaps, because you don't know actually what will be the end result of the service you're developing and so on. But on the opportunity side, I think the main things what we saw was that at least for the electricity and energy, you could, the office could divert to green energy. You could maybe use some smart sensors. The lights turn off if nobody walks in the hallway, these sort of small things. If you do have your own server park, then maybe the excess heat could be repurposed somewhere that's generated by the servers. Regarding that people commute and spend fuel and then CO2 in the city center, you could promote home office. You could we didn't discuss this, but basically, as a service providing company, you might also completely cut off the office part and just have your employees remote potentially. And regarding these old computers and things like that, we shared a few cases where there are NGOs or social businesses in Europe that repurpose and repair such equipment to then resell at a lower price for lower income families, or maybe send it to third countries, to schools as a charity project. So there are different NGOs that work in Europe with these things. So that could be a way of how a company in this sector could link up with those. And I guess we also saw that in some cases it comes to the people side. So we were thinking that remote working might also be more efficient, that people spend less time walking and then they are working for you more. And then also that maybe it's sort of if you're a service provider in this field that cares about these topics and has a greener office, promotes walking and cycling, and selects their clients based on values, then you might become viewed as a better employer. So the opportunity here of satisfaction and efficiency is that you eventually end up employing better workers. And we had two sort of more maybe, or a few of these more detailed examples that you could potentially organize a walking challenge in your company, which on the one hand improves team building, but then also you for a short period you reduce the CO2 waste of your employees. Then there's a suggestion that if your office premises is located, or when you select where your office is going to be, put it close by to a healthy green restaurant that people could eat there on a daily basis instead of ordering in food. And if you do order in food, we were talking about maybe organizing joint delivery. So not that all 50 employees would order from Wolt on the same day, but to somehow coordinate this effort that that there's not just one courier bringing 10 pizzas, something, although you still have the packaging waste, you reduce the travel waste. So these were the different examples we got through. We didn't manage the other categories, and we also somehow lost. We got a writer's block, I guess. We couldn't put our mind anymore under these layers of the other topics.
This is super, and all of this you gained like with 15 minutes. Imagine if this brainstorming happens in this real software house company like management board, and with 15 minutes they come up all these good ideas. Definitely digital solution providing companies, their main challenge is to how to get good workforce for them, and especially I don't know exactly in Latvia, but in Estonia, so small country, we and so many like development head offices and startups are hiring on that market. So you need to be like you need to have like a competitive advantage, and several of these ideas your team is proposing is I'll later on talk about scope 1, 2, 3. These are directly this how to say tangible and visible like actions that companies can do. Maybe a little bit I don't know if it's fun fact or not, but if we have laptop and the screen on table, we have approximately 1,500 kilos CO2 on our table, and then you can put price tag on it. 1 ton price is like 50 to 70 euros per ton. So you can calculate like how much CO2 we have on a table. And then there are companies who are taking this CO2 out from your bucket. If you can pass forward your laptops after using it like 3 to 5 years, and if you renew your, especially development companies are seeking for faster like laptops and faster working tools, you can pass it forward, and then you can get this this amount of CO2 away from your impact. And of course, the server impact is kind of big. If we you probably have seen that some companies are organizing this digital cleanup day. If you delete your old emails, it frees up servers and saves also a lot of energy. And there are also some service providers, server service providers. One from Netherlands have visited our Greenest Summit this year, and they explained how they manage their servers, that you can save up to 30 to 40% of your CO2 impact. So this is definitely things also you can think about in your company, and maybe start using one of these services. Yeah, thank you very much, Mart, and the team. And let's go to the third case, which was the Saaremaa adventure organizing company. Yeah, who wants to?
That was our group. Me, Sulev, sorry, cannot find Timo, and Reinis was in the group. We do not have as organized this summary as Mart had, but our brainstorm was that the main thing would be that to reduce environmental impact is to educate your clients, educate public in general. So using less cars, how to get to Saaremaa, for example, do not drive your own car, get a bus. I don't know, or something that is energy efficient, as well as we thought that it would be really nice to give some lessons in the schools, universities, or other programs to educate people. This as well goes to supporting a local community as well, but mainly you will get more educated people that are going to your site. And this links together with the supporting of the local community. So how to maintain the trails, maintain the paths where the people are going, so they will be less likely damaged. They will be how to be in the nature without leaving a trace. I would say this is the main idea on education. For the sustainability of the equipment, we thought that it would be really nice if the company would use sustainable equipment. I don't know, electric bikes, not using cars or something for their own people to move. Using those renewable cutlery as well, which is previously for the restaurant as well. People said, as well as doing the paper-free office, and I would say if they have an office for 20 employees, most likely they have an office. It should be really energy efficient as well, and the green. What else did I not make? For the local community and saving the nature as well, the company should put educational signs on the trails. For example, if you climb up this cliff, then you will damage it, or how to behave in the nature. Basically, yeah, I would say all of those challenges linked to how to make a positive reputation, and which is basically doing not only marketing but also doing the things, putting the signs, using this equipment which is already made from the renewable things, educating people. Everything sums up together. So yeah, regarding the profit, we did not manage to to get there.
Yeah, it is. I managed to get one thing at least from your presentation to the profit, and which is reputation. Because with a reputation you can gain different customer groups. So yeah, it somehow goes to the profit anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, the traveling, definitely. You pointed out first thing, traveling is traveling carbon footprint is biggest like by commuting and then to getting somewhere. And if you are calculating your company footprint and then calculating scope 1, which we talking about after break, then main footprint comes from like flights. So flying is one very carbon intensive activity. And then just for getting measurements, if you're making one flight to Europe with especially from Tallinn, we have not so many direct flights, and if you're making with one stop flight to Europe and back, it is approximately 2 ton of CO2, and Europe 1 to 2 tons, and European medium is per person is 6 ton CO2 per person, and to stop the climate change is approximately 2 tons. So these are measurements for a traveling. But of course, I would say this is a little joke, but maybe not so much, because Skype was most sustainable company in Estonia, because people could get together while they staying at home. And then also previous group mentioned this work from home. This definitely, if it possible, it is good initiative for your company as well, that you can make, for example, in Tehnopol we have meeting-free Fridays. That means that we can do stuff at home. If we want to come to office, yes, we can, but this is also one small thing that you can do. Okay, any comments, other ideas? Yeah, you can step away, because now we are having official break for 15 minutes, bio break or coffee break, and I just show before we are going to break that I have written down your ideas, your suggestions, and then later on I will share this with you, these notes, and also I will share reading materials for you to look over all the subjects what we have discussed, and read some more information about these topics. But yeah, let's make a 15-minute break. Let's stretch the legs, and let's agree we are coming back 16:05, if it suits you. Okay, 5:04, and yes, you can come earlier as well. But yeah, we start 5:04. So see you soon. International companies who face a customer, as we talked before, customer demand for sustainability is high. And one quote from Sten Naan from one of our conference, he said that people just don't want to buy homes or work in stupid places. Let them know about the environmentally not friendly places. So yeah, this is this goes directly to greenwashing and transparency. Okay, what is scope 1, 2, 3? If you have heard companies claiming that we will be carbon neutral 2035 or 2050. Correct question is, in what scope? Because scope 1 is hygiene factor. Scope 1 is direct impact company facilities and company vehicles. That means usually people think and look around their office or the production facilities where we can decrease our energy consumption, or how we should manage our wastes and so on and so forth. This, I would say, this is hygiene factor, and to be carbon neutral in scope 1, it is not very difficult task. Sometimes it is harder in some cases, but scope 1 is easily achievable. Scope 2 is basically electricity stream heating and cooling for your own use. And this has bigger impact, but most biggest impact is indirect emissions. This is basically how you transport your goods, how from where you are buying your raw materials. Basically, this is an indirect impact, and the impact is biggest in scope 3. So these 1, 2, 3 scopes are important to understand if we are talking about carbon neutrality. Yeah, this is I would say simple as that. And of course you find if you're googling scope 1 to 3, you find greenhouse gas emission protocol, and there is a detailed explanation what are these what are behind these scopes. Wanted to talk about the other report, what was made questionnaire from CEOs from 16 different countries and answered by nearly 1,500 CEOs. What are their expectations for sustainable transformation? And it clearly defines that executives believe in technology, that technology can help. This is, yes, of course, green technology can help, but I would say everything starts from leadership, from how we are doing things, and technology can make these changes like more effective, but technology is not super pill that we will continue as we have been doing our business, and technology comes and eliminates all this, I don't know, makes the carbon capture, and we can get carbon neutral with technology. But yeah, technology can help, but all the business processes must be also behind it. And I pointed out the like future technologies, what are trending. This is renewable energy and smart grids. Smart grid is basically the grid that if you have production facility and you're producing energy, you don't need to sell it back to the grid, but you can divide it in your facilities and make smart grid for yourself. Also hydrogen, bio-based raw materials, and all green chemistry. This is because if we ban like mining, we still need all this stuff we use every day. It will transfer to the renewable bio-based green chemistry. Of course, buildings, urban planning, new mobility industry, and agri-tech and food systems. On this slide, I made like explained it a bit more, and I will share it with you so you can read it by yourself. Future trends in green innovation, and yeah, I listed the companies also who are in green technology cluster in Estonia. Maybe you know some of them, but they are tackling different issues in sustainability, and can be good partners of yours if you need specific solutions for your companies. And now we will talk about how you can implement sustainable practices in your business. I will give you some points where to start, and afterwards you can comment it if it's something for you or not. And of course, we can have one-on-one meeting and then discuss it more further. Roadmap for implementing sustainable practices. I would say step one is understanding your environmental impact. So it must be discussed what is my main impact. Where is my main environmental impact? Where is my main social impact? And where is my main economical impact? And if we can measure something, we can change it as well. Then setting the goals are very important. If we understand where is main impact, then we are setting these goals toward this impact. And then we can say that I don't know, for 2040 we will be carbon neutral company because our impact lies here, and this is what we're going to do with it, and this is how much we're going to invest in that issue or in that changing this business system or changing this logistic chain impact. Yeah, if you understand your impact, then you can set goals. I would say that if some companies are just going along with others and saying that, okay, we will be carbon neutral by 2035, then my first question is, what's your impact today? And half of the cases, they don't know what is their impact. And the other half who know what is their impact, my next question is, okay, how you reduced and how much you reduced it 2023? What is your plan to reduce it 2024? These are simple questions, but Notably, if someone asks you, what was your turnover last year, you know it. If someone asks, what was your CO2 turnover last year, sometimes you know it, sometimes you're not. So, and then integrating green technologies and initiatives in your everyday business, so that your leadership at some point based on sustainable practices. If you have questions, should we do this or that, you get answer from your strategy. And then measuring and reporting process comes as a fourth. If you need, in some case, only reporting, then you can turn to a consultancy company, and definitely they can do the report for you. And next time you need next report, you're also turning to consultancy company and getting your report. This is not a problem to get the report, but to change the sustainable business practices takes a little bit more. These are 17 sustainable development goals, and especially for startups and for companies who are using like investor money from VC funds, for example, these sustainable development goals are, I would say, important. And why is that? If we understand the system, like VC investments, the VC funds, European VC funds have European taxpayers or European investment fund money in their fund. Like, let's say, usually it half comes from private capital and half comes from European investment fund. European investment fund has conditions. And one condition is to use this money for sustainable use. So that's why investors are asking from every company, what is your impact? And this is also connected with, and as the sustainable development goals are so simple, then they usually benchmark it towards these sustainable development goals. And I point out environmental, there are 8 of them or 7, yeah. These are environmental impact: clean water, affordable energy, infrastructure and innovation, responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, and partnerships for the goals. So some cases companies can point out more than 3 of sustainable development goals, but this is good benchmark because it's easily understandable sustainable development goals. What are important things to consider if it comes apply innovation directly into the creation of new green ideas? First of all, I would say rules of economies apply. We cannot build up something that doesn't make profit. Simple as it is, because responsibility of entrepreneurs are to earn profit. Otherwise, it is not entrepreneurship. then it's much easier to plan if you want to expand. It's much easier to plan the future business based on circular economy. And if you think logically, to produce, to use, to throw it away, linear model has more than one failures in it, because like lands get filled up, and also we cannot get feedback from the market. If you are building circular economy model, you can get feedback, you can innovate your products all the time. And you can also find extra revenue streams on the way. And economic and environmental social balance is the future. This triangular, I strongly believe that we need to search this balance all the time in our businesses. Journey to sustainable transformation. It's again 4 steps. Every new thing starts with decision. So you are leaders in your company. What matters is your decision, if you want to do it. And then, of course, then comes why you want to do it. If you understand the purpose, why you do it. And then comes leadership. Leadership steering the change, because the sustainable transformation is basically driving the change in company. And then you're turning the vision into the reality. Then it's actions. If you think about it, every thing in a world that has value has made 2 times. First time in someone's head, and second time someone has turned the vision into reality. And I would say the sustainable transformation is a leadership thing. That if we make decision to drive our company towards sustainability, it starts to happen. And all else, everything else is techniques behind it. Step 1 and 4, understanding your environmental impact, measuring it, and reporting process. Yeah, I will share these links. These are all Estonian possibilities. I don't know much about Latvian possibilities, but I can ask. GreenTech Latvia is a good partner of ours, and I'm sure the ERDF can find also Latvian-based measurement tools. Why these measurement tools are country-based? Because some of the numbers are measurable, and some of them are coefficients, which is country-specific coefficient, and this picture from Taltech GHG calculation tool is basically made by Estonian scientists who calculating Estonian-based numbers into their model. And then this is for Estonians, this is free of charge use. yeah, if you go on that web page and ask your login, they will provide it. But this is not a tool that you can sign up and then start to use, but you need to ask. But yeah, they want, because they just finished it and they want to develop it further towards yeah, real estate calculator and so on. Anyways, measuring is important, and there are tools. Of course, we can measure it manually, which is much harder, but yeah, it calculates everything: energy, vehicles, business trips, commuting, delivered electricity, delivered heating, and sometimes you don't need them all. Sometimes you need only few of them. So yeah, it depends on your business. And some barriers. Barrier integrating new green technologies with existing systems and process can be complex and disruptive. Yeah, I suggest, or our team suggests also solution, adopting a phase-by-phase approach. Yeah, this is, of course, you understand, this is simple. We are making only tests in some point of our business. We are measuring it, starting with pilot project, and based on results, we can test before we go to full-scale rollout. And yeah, upgrading, one example is upgrading energy efficiency machinery in phases rather than complete overhaul at once. This is one barrier. Second barrier is navigating the complex regulatory landscape. Environmental compliance can be challenging for businesses. Solution is staying informed about relevant laws and regulations, and engaging with legal expert and to enjoy compliance of your business. And yeah, this is one risk we need to lower. Third barrier, there can be skepticism and resilience from market and customers, and also there can be resilience from your employees. Why we need to change something? We have done it before, and then I'm sure you have heard that all this climate impact and green turn, this is not a real thing. Yeah, I would say that I cannot argue with hard facts and the scientific discoveries and reports. This is a fact today, and solution is educating customers, stakeholders. Time to time, you can ask third persons come to your information days or your yearly board meetings, and you can give the floor to experts, and yeah, this can be done, and yeah, you can demonstrate the values. You can also ask from speakers from other companies, that have successfully made green transformation parts, and yeah, one example is electric vehicle manufacturers have invested heavily in the market and education to increase customer acceptance. And at least I know in Estonia, we have big community of electric vehicles owners who discuss often all the specific stuff. And yeah, it was, I think, a few weeks ago that someone again posted something about that batteries are polluting much more than fossil fuels, and they are very friendly explaining why it isn't so anymore. This is like one misconception that has come from like that was true like several years ago, and easiest explanation is that when first car came, then resistance was huge because first car was slower than horse. There was no tanking possibilities for the cars. Horse could eat anywhere on the road, and still we have today like a lot of cars on our roads. So yeah, every new thing what we do like has resistance, and if we can accept it when we start, then everything is predictable. Integrating green technologies across the supply chain can be complex, and it is complex, particularly if suppliers are not aligned with sustainable practices. And this happens basically everywhere. Large retailers often require suppliers to meet specific environmental standards, and then we do something. So we can also set standards for our customers or for our suppliers, and together it is cooperation, and then we can adopt wider sustainable practices in supply chain. It needs work, it needs focus, it can be done. And measuring is difficult, but also we can use tools. We can there are solutions for this. Okay, anyways, I will go through one green transformation roadmap. Study case is from Estonian company Plasma Pro. What we did together with Green Tiger experts and together with Tehnopol mentors. Plasma Pro is a metal cutting company and metal cutting and processing company, and aiming to provide wider components that are exceptionally easy to weld. Basically, they have a lot of customers, and then they are making metal components for them. And yeah, first question was why you want to be sustainable company, and as it all starts with leadership, head of company said that he has vision that this will be self-sustainable production facility, and he has made a lot of changes already and wanted to go to the next level. And they have set the goals, they have set also technology, they have solar panels, and they have done a lot already. And they asked that from us that we can build a green transformation roadmap for them. Where should they invest on next upcoming 2 or 5 years? And they wanted us to help put these puzzle pieces on the road, so they can go and ask for grants and financing and show this roadmap that if we finance this, our impact lowers this much, and we can do this piece better, and then we can move to the next piece. Yeah, this was work. We were with experts. We walked through these production facilities, and then and with experts. For me, it was very interesting to see how experts were pretty much skipping these scope 1 facilities. How much they use water in showers, how much they use electricity, and what we in the end what we suggested was more connected with not so much for its environmental part, but much more with people part. That indoor climate, to make better indoor climate, to lower risks in production, that someone gets hurt. Then our suggestions were to improve ventilation systems, and green technology suggestions were that we will change the forklifts from diesel ones to electric ones, and as they are planning already solar plant, that we overscale these forklifts, and 2 of them are constantly charging, so they could use all the electricity what they are producing. And of course, there are not like forklifts on the market that can act as a power banks, and then they need like IoT solution from some development company who will change this for these forklifts, and they have 2 years plan. They have their goals set, and also they will implement this to their management, and this was awesome result because all the management was involved. So yeah, and we can always validate our business model. I believe you have built like business model canvas, and if you think on this saving resources, these are going towards key partners, key resources, and key channels. Innovation goes directly to value proposition. You can your value proposition can be more sustainable. You can gain more social impact with customer relationships and with customer segments, and of course team capabilities, very important, because we can make everything on a paper, but we need to act in real life as well. So yeah, this was what I wanted to share with us as a presentation. This is reading material. If I can like show the subjects that I have gathered here to the reading material. I make it also available by sharing this as well for you. Anyone with a link can read it. But yeah, here I have gathered sustainable business concept and application, people, profit, planet, ESG framework, explaining this, scopes 1 to 3, also European Green Deal, and I selected some misconceptions and explanations to these misconceptions, because I have found it that these are very interesting to think about it, and to get explanation for misconception. And these are not very long reading. I believe there are 9 pages, so you can use it. It's not authorized text, it is just gathered text from different sources. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with today's session, and of course we can continue on one-on-one sessions, and yeah, you are free to comment, free to ask before we are closing this session.
I think it would be useful, Ragmar, if you can check with your colleagues from Latvia about the Latvian calculator tool, because we have quite many the Estonian examples, different ones, and when we are doing the action plans, we also want to incorporate that there, but so different suggestions, because I think different calculators go to different level of detail, and so that each SME could choose, but we don't at the moment have Latvian ones in the list.
Yeah, I will ask from Evia. She's GreenTech head of GreenTech Latvia, and also with Latvia, with Lithuania, we are planning to write one European project for Baltic companies to make these sustainability roadmaps for companies, like to offer these services, because it aligns very well with some financing criteria, and our plan is to help approximately 30 companies from Baltics to get done this sustainability roadmap. It is 6 months work, yeah, and yeah, I have also material here that yeah, creating roadmap for the green transition. It takes approximately 6 months, because it takes analysis, it takes a few meetings, and one workshop, so it takes a little bit time. What we can offer today is one-on-one online session, 45 minutes up to an hour. We can discuss it, and then we are doing like 2 days workshop sessions, which I tried to squeeze into this 3 hour. So yeah, but we are not doing lectures mainly, but offline stuff. And yeah, so we can help with from different corners, and yeah. But if you need report or strategy, there are a lot of consultancy companies who can provide it, but we work like a little bit further. Yes, I will ask Latvian calculators as well. Yeah, let's just one moment. Let's take a look if I have met your expectations? Let's go over it, what I wrote down. Expectations for today. So if we have covered probably not all of them, but understand how make sustainable business. I believe we have at least 4 points of it have covered. Like it all starts with leadership, calculation of ecological footprint. Estonian calculators we presented, Latvian we will. How to engage everyone in company. Yeah, this I don't have a good answer, but driving the change is in every sector, not only sustainability sector. Others experience, yeah, we saw Plasma Pro sustainable case. Yeah, maybe not so much others experience shared today. But I believe that you can share it among you in the future because this twinning continues. Yeah, greenwashing can be solved with measuring everything you claim. And yeah, practical input. Each project goal needs clearness, action plan over the next 3 years. Yeah, we covered or touched most of them, but yeah, not into very deep discussion. We can go like on one-on-one sessions more further. Okay, any closing remarks from Simo, from others?
I can say, and then Simo can wrap up, I guess, that yeah, everybody attending today is also free to give us, share their ideas of what topics we could do follow-up trainings. I mean, I think a lot of the questions will go into the one-on-one sessions you're going to have with Ragmar, but still there might be subjects that are big enough to also tackle in a joint session again. For example, we have been talking to potential trainer from Latvia who could cover, let's say, the marketing side of sustainability on how to avoid being a greenwasher, but at the same, how to also communicate and market your sustainable products in a way that the customers understand that you're legit about it and so on. So that's a topic we've been thinking about addressing sometime in this project as well. So don't hesitate to let us know as well on which items we could go in more detail. So this is all from my side. Thank you, Ragmar. It was very interesting. And Simo, if you have any closing remarks as well.
I don't have too many original ideas, but I mean, for me personally, I enjoyed that it was mostly practical takeaways and wasn't too, not in a lecture format, so to say. So actually, not so much information and more just little bits of like easy things you can take away, and hopefully, like for the SMEs as well, they got some maybe some, let's say, bulbs went lighted up and they got some inspiration. And if they have any further things they want to discuss about, then they can always sign up for the one-on-one. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you, Ragmar, for choosing to do the training in the first place, and I think it was really nice.
Thank you everyone, and wish you success in your ventures and go green. Woo!
All right, thank you everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.